Today we're going to be chatting about a new product that VALR has launched. This is our brand new Perps offering.
So at the moment I've got a mobile screen open on a brand new account, and this is an account that hasn't traded perpetual futures before. So this will show you the journey that you would experience as a new user. So once you've signed up to VALR and funded your account, so you can see I funded the account, you can access Perps from either this button or from the trade modal at the bottom. So take positions on crypto, commodities, equities, FX and more. As part of the onboarding, we explain to you a lot of what we mentioned at the start, maybe in a more summarized version. But basically, what are Perps? That you can choose whether you want to trade on whether the market will go up or down. So you would go long or you'd go up in when you are trying to benefit from the prices going up, or you'd go down when you want to benefit from the prices going down. You can trade both ways, and I think that's a very important feature of Perps. If you think something is too expensive, you can trade on it going down. This explains leverage, which we did discuss. Higher leverage means you can increase your gains, but it accelerates how quickly your losses are realized. And finally, auto close. This is the point at which you get closed out. So once you you're putting up that small amount of margin to fund your trade, so as collateral for your trade. Once that is depleted, we close you out. So this explains that the more leverage you use, the faster we'll need to close you out. Additionally, you need to pass a quiz that explains what are Perps and tests your understanding of this product. If you are struggling with these questions, please revisit these guides and additionally assess the suitability of this product for your needs. So you also should read through our terms of service and our risk disclosures before accessing the product. So as a brand new user, this is your Perps home screen. You can see your popular assets. So these are the top traded assets on the platform currently. At the moment, you can see SKHX, that is a Korean listed stock. You can see Bitcoin, you can see Ethereum, and there's a few more. When you want to start your trade, you click here and you can see a kind of a pair selector, so a list of all assets that we offer perpetual futures on. And you can filter from there, whether you want to trade crypto, you want to trade stocks, you want to trade commodities, FX, indices. We've got a lot of categories.
There's over 200 assets currently available to customers.
If there's a specific one you are looking for example, I want to trade today hyperliquid, I can search for it at the top. You can click on it. It will show you the latest mark price, so the current fair value of this derivative contract on hyperliquid. You can see the price chart. So this is a 1 week time frame that we are showing. You can toggle between 1 hour. You can view a lot more data if you wish to. You can also view it on a line versus bar chart. So some people prefer one over the other.
We've debated which is better.
Yeah, I think some people prefer line, but personally I prefer bar. And finally, if you wish to, you can look at more information on this asset. So we're showing hyperliquid's volume. We're showing the total open interest on this contract, the funding rate, which is that payment that happens hourly. When it's a positive number, longs are paying shorts. So on $100, 0.0012% of that will be transferred between a long and a short every hour. And we show the trading fee on this asset. The trading fee does differ by asset. Some are as low as about 6 perps, so 0.06%. Some are 10 perps, some are slightly higher as well. So you should check that when you're in trading. But at this point, most importantly, you need to make a decision. Do I think Hyperliquid's going to go up or down? And you then choose whether you are going long, so you're going up, or you're going short, which is down. So let's go long today. When you click on go long, you come to this form, which is an order form. We ask you, how much do you want to risk? So how much margin do you want to put up on this trade? So say I want to risk $10. We then indicate to you what leverage you are using. So by default, it's set to 10x leverage. You can go in and change that. As I said, the higher leverage you use, the more risky or the faster you realize profits and losses. So some people might prefer 10x, some might prefer something lower. You can go as low as 1x, which is on a long is very close to just buying the underlying asset. So this is a good point to point out that when we're offering these 200 plus derivatives contracts, some of them you can't access anywhere else easily. If you don't want to leverage trade, you can just set your slider to 1x and gain access to that asset with a payoff very similar to the spot market.
Yes. And in some cases, this is actually the cheapest way to get access to a very long list of assets on VALR.
Yeah. So there are some advanced features. One being the take profit and stop loss on your position, the auto close prices. We default for you a take profit, so a target price and a stop price. The stop price represents the liquidation price of your position by default. So liquidation happens when you run out of that $10. So you can see when the price reaches this, you will realize a loss representing the full amount you're putting in the trade. By default, we set a target price such that you double your money, but you can go in here and change these numbers.
Yeah.
So if you want to close at 75 instead of the default 60, you can do so and press confirm.
We'll never allow the user to lose more than the money that they're putting into the trade. So if you're putting up $10, 10 USDC for the purpose of this trade, you can't lose more than that. These positions are isolated to the amount of money that you're putting up per trade until you take some sort of action to add, if you want to add more money to a trade that you're currently doing. All of the auto close prices are automatically calculated by VALR. Those are the defaults, as you mentioned, Yusuf, right? And if you aren't super familiar with trading perpetuals, you're just getting started and you're trying to, just learn about how these contracts work, this is a good place to come and just see examples of how these contracts operate and to start trading without having to worry too much about setting your own targets. Maybe we can explain a little bit more detail how we came up with the targets that we've set.
Yeah. So let's just close this so that it's back to where we started. So we want to risk that $10. We default for you prices such that you either double your money or you lose it. So it's a risk return profile of 1:1. You can go in and change that, as we said. We found this to be a good default for our users from just what they generally looking for, our retail users. But as I said, you can go in and change the target price to whatever you want. You can set the stop price to anywhere before liquidation. So liquidation is at 51 point something, you can set it at 52.5. And then you can see you won't lose the full $10. If you close out there, you'll lose $4 basically. And if you set a higher target price, you can make more. We additionally show that at the top. So whenever you're coming to the screen, you can see already your payoff potentially. Final thing on the screen is if you do not have USDC, so all our trading is in USDC for this product, we allow you to choose from a list of other assets that you wish to pay with instead, be that South African rands, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. And we will swap that for you to USDC as part of the trade.
Yes.
So in this account, I do have USDC, so we're not going to go into that.
Yeah, so if you imagine what your defaults are, if you put up $10 for this trade, if you get closed out by the price going up, you're going to make $10 as a default. And you can use whatever currency you have in your VALR account to start trading perps.
Cool. Let's place a trade. So when you are happy with everything, you can come in and see confirmation of your final numbers. You are risking $10 at 10x leverage, so your trade size is 100, 10 times 10. You have a target price where you hopefully double your money. You've got a liquidation price where you will close out and lose what you're risking. You can choose not to see this confirmation screen again, but at this point you confirm and your trade is being placed. Your first trade can take 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 seconds as we set up your account, but you'll see it appear within a couple seconds.
Tell us
your trade.
What does the big number mean? The big red number currently.
These ones. So there's two important numbers on your card. So we took a position on hype. This is the current price. This is the the current unrealized profit and loss on your position. So excluding fees and funding, how has price moved and how does my position look in terms of profit and loss? So at the moment, the price is the same price at where we opened, so there's no profit and loss. As soon as it deviates slightly, so you'll see it might go slightly up or down, you'll see it'll start showing a loss. So here it's at a loss because it's at a lower price. Additionally, we've got a kind of progress bar for your trade. So this shows how far you are away from reaching your liquidation price, as well as how far you are away from reaching what you've configured as your take profit price. When you have multiple trades, we show a cumulative unrealized profit and loss here. We also show a cumulative amount that you are risking in margin. So here we risk $10, so it's only the one position that's showing up. Some of it went to fees to open the trade. But basically these are your totals across all trades, and then when you want to look at individual trades, you can look at this card. From here, where you can go is logically you would want to either close the trade, or you might want to manage the trade, you might want to add to your trade. We allow you to do all of these things. So if I want to manage these take profits and stop losses, I would go into manage, or I'd click on the card. This takes you to a position summary. It's how much am I currently still risking in this position? $9.88. I've lost some to fees, I've lost some to negative P&L. How big is the position currently? $99.5. If I want to go in and adjust my take profit and stop loss, I can either drag it on the chart to where I want it to move and press confirm. So here I'm adjusting my take profit downwards, or I can go back to where you type out a price. And this would indicate to you as well what your estimated profit and loss are if those prices are reached. The one other thing you can do on this page is top up your margin. So say you are getting close to being closed out, so you're getting close to this $51. You want to prevent being closed out by not closing your position. You don't want to close your position. You want to give it more margin. You want to risk more so that you don't get closed out. You can decide to top it up with, say, with a few dollars in margin, and what you'll see is your stop price will reduce. So I'll do that on a second trade quickly. So again, we've got one trade open. I can open a second trade on anything. I can open it on gold. say I only want to risk $2. I'm leaving everything as default. I'm gonna try and gain $2 or lose $2. I confirm the trade. So your trade will show up after a couple seconds. And say I actually want to risk slightly more, but I don't want to increase my size. I can go in here and top it up with say $3.
Yeah.
So you can see, instead of risking 2, I now will be risking close to 5. And you can see where I would have gotten closed out at $3,900, I'll now get closed out further away, so at $3,600. So this is a tool to help you improve your stop price by risking more. Right. One other thing you can do for manage is you can see the history on your position. So maybe let's look at the history for gold. That will have more items. You can see when you opened it. You can see when you topped up. Additionally, so we'll go through increasing and decreasing your position. You'll see those items here. You can see your realized and unrealized profits, your fees and any funding you've paid, and the net return of the trade currently. So that's kind of your position history. You can also see on this homepage right now, hype price has increased, and you can see I'm in profit. So on the trading side, if I want to close this position and try and realize some profit, I can go to close. It says what my estimated return is, excluding fees and funding. So 23 cents. If I press confirm, it's going to close the full trade. So let's do that. So that money has come back into my account. I've earned it. I've realized the profit. So this is the profit, including the fees and funding, is about 7 cents. So this is a trade that has been open for a couple minutes. So you would probably not have such small amounts that you'd be targeting.
But that
so other things
tell you exactly what you made, basically. So on your position, the push notification, it tells you what the value of your your profit or loss was.
So your push will show your net return after fees and funding. Also, we've got a history tab that will show your final result. So I've earned 7 cents on hype.
And if you click into that, Yusuf, in the history, it actually gives you a breakdown.
Yes, so similar to the manage screen, you can get a full close position breakdown of where you entered, where you exited, how much you made, and where it was broken down in fees and profits. We also show your active trades here. This will bring up a similar drawer to what we showed on manage. Say I want to now trade more on gold, or I don't want to close the full position. So I'm risking $5 on this trade, but I feel like I want to risk a bit more and I want to trade more. So I want more size. I want not $40 in the position, I want another, say, another $60 on the trade. So instead of having a $40 trade, where I'm risking $5 or $6, $5, I now want to risk $8 and have a $100 trade. So in order to trade more, you'd go to that trade button and click on increase. We would indicate to you how much you are risking in total on this position. We'd indicate to you how much the trade size would become. So I have now traded more on gold. Immediately you'll see it reflect in your position details. So the trade size and margin. From this trade screen, I can also do partial closures. So say I don't want to close the full position. I don't want to close 100%. So that close button on the home screen allows you to close 100%. But say I only want to close half. You would come to trade and go to reduce trade. This lets you see and trade partial amounts. So here I'm closing only half my position. You can see I'm being returned half my margin and my trade size halves if I do this trade. So let's do it. And this immediately reflects in your position. Now if I go to gold's position, you'll see a whole lot of activity on this open position because we've done quite a bit with it. We opened it, we topped up some margin, we added to it by increasing your trade size, and we reduced it by closing half. We can still go and additionally close the full position. And then it would show up in your history tab.
Great.
Yeah.
I think that covers how trades are actually executed. We've spoken about the history of your trades, which is available to you. And on web, you can actually download that if you want. Maybe it's helpful also to look at what we think is coming with as you continue to build out this product. So Yusuf, what's next on the roadmap to add to the Perps product?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of features that people have requested that that are on the roadmap, but we are going in stages in terms of what we think our users would want. So at the moment, our trading is all market orders. We will at a relatively soon point offer limit orders. So limit orders will allow you to specify a price at which you want to enter rather than entering at the current price. We'd also soon allow more customizable charts. So if you look at our charts tab, it's quite a basic chart for people who use charts heavily. Our bar chart just shows you the price action. Hopefully we add a lot more tools in terms of indicators and charting tools to this for our more advanced users. In terms of what else there is, we are always adding new markets. I think that's important. So we're offering 200 plus markets right now, which is probably one of the best globally. It's 100 plus markets in crypto, close to 100 stocks, and stocks are across all markets. So you'll see markets in Korea, there's US markets, there's SpaceX US, there's Chinese markets as well, you'll see a few, but it's quite global in terms of stock trading. Commodities, we've got a wide range between oil, gold, silver, platinum. But the point I'm making is as things become relevant and new coins, new stocks become trendy, we will look to list these as well.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I think that concludes our run through of the way that the new VALR Perps product works. Thanks, Yusuf, for joining me today, and looking forward to seeing people try this out.